It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the Washington Commanders under the lights on Monday night.
Just outside of the nation's capital in nearby Landover, Maryland. Welcome in. We're getting a look at the enormous Northwest Stadium. Alongside my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott, and this is a matchup, Brock, and we may see many, many times in the future of this league. A couple of rookie starters leading their offenses at quarterback.
And that really does make it a measuring stick game for both of them, Kate. Rookie quarterbacks in the draft, they're always linked to each other. From the moment they're tabbed, the starters in their first season. And then when you get to look across and you get to play one, you know that both of them want to be the one who leads their guys to a win, because that's a victory that'll be talked about, well, for the rest of their rookie season and beyond.
Young Kweku has it all teed up. And off we go from Northwest Stadium. Return starts at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. For the Commanders' offense, headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. And while there's only one Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP, Jaden's going to push him a little bit in this league. He is a tremendous athlete. Over 1,000 yards rushing down the SEC, and he's just got the instincts, the feel to know when to run it. But, man, he can also sling it. A quick, compact, accurate release. I can't wait to watch this guy's skill set unfold in the NFL.
He's got to gain a 6 there. A.J. Terrell making that stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Daniels from the pistol. He'll get this to Samuel. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. Robinson on the inside give. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. A.J. Terrell making that stop. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They put a receiver in motion here left. Wideout's getting involved in the ground game. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
May not be the way he typically gets the ball, Kate, but once he had it in his hands like a reception, he knew what to do with it. He smelled that first down, and he went and got it.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Daniels. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
Along the sideline, Brown brings it in. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Again, Daniels to the air. And they will score. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders finish up an excellent opening series. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Here's Jamal Agnew on the return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. So here are the Falcons out on offense for their first drive. And leading them out is a master at overcoming adversity before and after being drafted 8th overall in 2024. Out of your alma mater, Washington, it's Michael Penix Jr.
One of the big advantages of Michael Penix coming into the league is it wasn't storybook in college. In fact, he got beat up in Bloomington. Everybody remembers the end at Washington, the runner-up for the Heisman, the national title game, but he took a beating. Injuries derailed many of his years back at Indiana. And I think because of that background, because of all that gets built through that adversity, he's more than ready for everything that comes his way in the NFL.
And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Frankie Louvu there for the tackle. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Penix working from the gun. Into the hands of Pitts. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. From the gun, it's Robinson. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And the Falcons will have a first.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Penix now on 1st down. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Penix here from the gun. Throwing deep for the end zone. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
That's brought in by Mooney. And he's able to get this down to the 36. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. So now on 4th down, the Falcons electing to send Younghoe Koo out for the field goal. Ball on the left hash, the distance 53 yards. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Back out run the Commanders for their second drive of the game. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. David Onyemata there for the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
I could promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that, but let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
That's taken in by Samuel. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Daniels on 1st down. Dumps it off to his running back. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Divine Diablo there on the tackle.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, when one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get 2 hands on it and take it the other way.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Daniels now. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Commanders punting on 4th down, and they're going to bring out the ever-reliable lefty vets, Tressway. And this is the punt you want every time. He bounces out of bounds and sticks them inside their own 10. Onto the field comes the Atlanta offense for the 2nd time. And they're going to need to go the length of the field to attack that deficit after the punt sets them all the way back to the 1-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he's brought down after a short gain. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
This close to your own goal line, they really don't want to risk a sack. That means, well, one option, run it and buy whatever breathing room you can.
Second down now, 7 to go. Penix. He'll get this complete to Pitts. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Going right side, Robinson with it. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
From the shotgun, Penix. Complete some mustard on that throw to Bijan. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
It's what these quarterbacks are having to do more often now than ever before in football. Show off a little mobility. Get outside the pocket and find that open man.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Gets out of trouble. And that is how our first quarter will end as that pass falls incomplete. That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. Neither side separating much so far. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. So with the Falcons set to punt on 4th, on comes Bradley Pinion. Calls for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 34-yard line. So no return on that punt. And the Commanders will go on offense. Out comes the Commander offense for another series. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Daniels back to throw. Finds the in route complete. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. They'll get 18 yards there. And the Commanders will have a first.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Slot man motioned over. Throw right side is caught by Samuel. And he goes out a little short of the 40. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 42. Short pass brought in. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. D. Alford getting there for the stop. Third down, 1 yard to go. Back to throw. Here's Daniels. Connects with the open man downfield. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders now lead by 10. It's an Austin Eckler touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders drive their lead to 11. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Ray McLeod. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. Now here come the Falcons on offense. It's a 14-3 ball game as they take over following the score. First and 10 now from the 30. To the air with Penix. Catch is made down the right sideline. A very productive play from the rookie QB out of Washington. That gets them a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Penix on first down. And that throw just too high for him. Looking for the back that time. So it's second down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along your route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Running back sent in motion. Second and 10, Penix to throw. Hits his running back. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
On first down, here's Penix. Pitts brings it in. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
To the line we go. They're set, first and 10. And again, it's Penix. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Quan Martin with the pick. And the Commanders get the football on the first turnover of the contest. Inside the red zone, they could feel how tight they were to the goal line. And then bam, Brock, they're off the field after a clutch interception.
I tell you what, football's the ultimate team game, but this is a situation where an individual picks up all 10 of his guys out there on the field. Somebody else is going to pick up the tab at dinner tonight for him.
The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Drive starts out with a first and 10. Tight end gets it running forward. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Daniels from the pistol. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by EA Tiburon. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks them up, gets it right back for them.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
The Falcons ready for their next possession. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Robinson up the middle. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Penix working from the gun. Has it in close. And in for the Atlanta touchdown. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Young Hui Koo on for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Falcons cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Return starts at the 9. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. The Commanders set to take over. And coming off the interception, a good chance to reestablish some momentum as they get set. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. He'll get this to Samuel. And that's good for a gain of 5. Divine Diablo there on the tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Daniels. That's complete. McLaurin along the sideline. It's a pickup of 11. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
On first down, here's Daniels. Bails out of the pocket quick. He'll step up, and there he goes. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. Give him 13 on that play. And the Commanders will have a first.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
He finds Brown right side. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. They get 13 on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Daniels on first down. On the move, headed right. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And they bring him down around the 34. Give him 4 yards as we have hit our 2-minute warning. We've hit the 2-minute warning now from the nation's capital. It's the Commanders in an unenviable third and pretty far. Out of the gun, Daniels. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Matt Gay on to line up this field goal. This a 39-yarder from the left hash. Up and good from Fairbairn. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
You know, you look at that third down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. McLeod now returning it. This return makes it up to the 25. Onto the field runs the Atlanta offense. They'll look to knot up this game right now as they trail 17-10. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Penix here from the gun. That's brought in by Mooney. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Now the Falcons trying to get everyone up and set here. From the 32. Has it downfield working the left. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons earn the chance to tie it before halftime. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you think on the other side defensively they'd be ready for this, but this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air, and the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Koo on now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Falcons make it 17-all. Ku all lined up and ready to boot this one away. Brings in the kick at the 9. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The Commanders all set to regain possession. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. First and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap to Daniels. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Daniels now against a blitz. He'll get it complete to Brian Robinson Jr. And he's able to move it past the 45 before going out. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First and 10, around to Robinson. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Daniels now. This is hauled in by McLaurin. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's on the move. Now here he goes. And this one does not go far. Washington calls it second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Daniels back to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that's gonna leave him with a tough 3rd and long. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Couldn't find Deebo Samuel on that throw. So that brings up 4th and long.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target could make a play on it.
Matt Gay on to line up this field goal. From the right hash, this is going to be a 51-yarder. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
The wind was at his sails, Kate, and it certainly helped that football fly true and right down the middle. And from that distance, to hit with that accuracy is one impressive shot.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one off. And he has enough room to gain about 4. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Second and 6 coming up here. Looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. Steps up, and he's running with it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's halftime from near the nation's capital. The Commanders pulling in front after 2. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Commanders got a strong first half out of their quarterback, Jaden Daniels. He fired his guys into the lead with 2 first-half touchdown passes as they were looking like a well-oiled machine in the first half of play.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. McLeod now returning it. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Falcons and Michael Penix Jr. set to take over again. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Penix. Into the hands of Pitts. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And the Falcons will have a first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Penix now on 1st down. He'll get this complete to Pitts. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
On 2nd down, Robinson. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Here's Penix to throw. Pitts brings it in. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options, Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. A give left side. Here's Robinson. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Penix now. He'll get this complete to Mooney. And he'll go down here at the 16.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
2nd and 3 now. From the 16. Completed over the middle. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
Move the chains. Got to move them chains. Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Here's Robinson. It is charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. And that hit stops him in his tracks. Couldn't pick up anything, and now he brings up 3rd and goal from the 2.
Well, now things get a little dicey for this offense. 1 down left before a big decision to make. Do you continue to try running it against a front that stopped you, or are you now forced to put the ball in the air?
Now Penix on 3rd and goal. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the 2nd half of a 1-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now.
Yeah.
They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Play fake here, Daniels. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. He'll get this one to Brown. This is ahead for about 5. A.J. Terrell making that stop.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Daniels. That's complete to Zach Ertz. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Again, Daniels to the air. Ertz reels it in. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Falcons side of the field.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Now Daniels off the play action. That's complete. Here's Brown. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Commanders will have a first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Finds his target, Robinson. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
They're now set for 1st and 10. This is Robinson, and he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Out of the gun, Daniels. And this is incomplete. Could have been a touchdown, but all it is now is a 3rd down.
You only get so many chances to make this type of play for your team. Boy, you'd love to see him come through there.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Daniels. And they will score! Touchdown, Washington! The Commanders push their lead further to start the half. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders make it a 10-point ball game. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. McLeod now returning it. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson getting set to begin another drive. And we'll see if they go right back to the passing game here, coming off an interception they threw in enemy territory. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. On the give, here's Robinson. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. It's a gain of 3 for him, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Here's a counter give to Robinson. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Tackle made on the play by Dietrich Wise. Stuck to the ground, but nothing gained that time, and it brings up 3rd and 7. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the 3rd. It's Falcons football, a nice little help for them as they trail entering the quarter. And for the Commanders, a fifth defensive back out there. They're going nickel on third down. Penix here from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
New set of downs for him at the 38. They go play action. Here's Penix. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
2nd and 10, Penix to throw. He's on the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
In a situation like this, you got to be a fixer. I mean, this game is hard, and you get into known passing situations, it gets even more difficult. But when you don't get rid of the ball and you take another sack, you make this third down a near impossibility.
Commanders with an extra DB out there to defend this third down. To the air with Penix. Got a man. Robinson has it. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
They'll run it with Robinson. First down and more, past the 40, past the 20. And he has this all the way down to the 14-yard line. One of their biggest plays of the game, and it comes on a fourth down gamble.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
That one came with a higher degree of difficulty. He had to balance focusing on the catch while staying in bounds.
Second and 3 now. From the shotgun, Penix. And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons make it a 4-point game here in the 4th. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
They can tack on one more now, bring things back to within a field goal. And he connects there, so now another kick from him. A field goal would tie this game in the 4th. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Commanders headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Daniels from the pistol. Completes one to Ben Siddons. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 34. Flush down out to his left. He can run it. It's a gain of 4. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
New set of downs for him at the 38. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. An option give to Robinson. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Back to throw. Here's Daniels. Has a man. It's Ertz. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. That's a pickup of 9. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Daniels on 1st down. That's complete. McLaurin along the sideline. And he drives it close to the red zone before going out. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Has a man. It's Brown. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gain 18 on the previous play.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So now it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Vacates quickly left side. And he will score. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders make it a 9-point advantage. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
That one splits the uprights. And the Commanders make it a 10-point ball game. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. McLeod now returning it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Falcons returning their offense and this running back to the field. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Penix working from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
Able to hit Robinson, complete. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Give him 13 on that play. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
Down a couple of scores, but still some time left and 3 timeouts as well. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Has him on a quick hitter. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Now the Falcons trying to get everyone up and set here. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
To throw. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. Rolling left, buying some time. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
Now the Falcons trying to get everyone up and set here. Penix now on 1st down. He sends this one to the end zone. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And it sets up 2nd down.
You know, a couple of my favorite nicknames, Kate, over the last decade in football. The Legion of Boom, obviously, out in Seattle. But how about the no-fly zone that was cooking in Denver? That right there, that is a no-fly zone. Trying to make the play in the end zone, and a beautiful job by the defender to knock it away.
That one way too far up there. They can't connect.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Looking to throw it. Caught by his back. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Now the Falcons trying to get everyone up and set here. Desperation time here on fourth. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the fourth. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Running it now out of the gun. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Robinson on the inside give. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be at 2nd. And they'll have just one left to burn now. Falcons going nickel to defend this 3rd down play. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. The Commanders ready for the punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. All right, this is going to be the final play of the game. One final shot here. Trying to push it deep downfield. Big gain downfield. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. So next to the nation's capital, it's a home win for the Commanders. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Commanders, as with that, we sign off from D.C.